Hey guys, this is a quick review over just a few comma rules to better help you whenever you're doing your editing, you're doing your writing, and make sure that everything flows so that you don't have run-on sentences and awkward phrasing and things like that. So let's get started here. Our first rule is that you always are going to use a comma whenever you have a coordinating conjunction. And remember, whenever you have a coordinating conjunction, that means that you have two complete sentences that you are connecting with a fanboy. And if you'll see here, what we've given you is we've given you all of your fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. And so the way that you can tell if this works is you look on either side of the comma. I love animals. That is a complete sentence unto itself, but we want to add more information. So we've got our comma, we've got our fanboy, and then we continue on, dogs are my favorite. So what you've essentially done here, dogs are my favorite, is a sentence unto itself as well. You've connected these two complete sentences with a fanboy, a comma and a fanboy, rather. So I love animals, comma, but dogs are my favorite. So that's comma rule number one. Comma rule number two, you're going to separate a main clause from introductory clauses, phrases, and words. So whenever you have an introductory clause like this, when it stops raining, that cannot stand by itself. You've got to have more information. Your reader is going to be left with questions if this is all you put. So what you do is, this is introducing the topic, the information of your sentence. You put a comma after that introductory phrase, and then what we do is we say, we'll go shopping. And that is a sentence that stands unto itself. So we've got, when it stops raining, comma, we'll go shopping. You always, always, always have a comma after that introductory clause. I called it a phrase earlier. I meant clause. I apologize. Comma rule number three. Setting off items that are not important to the meaning of the sentence. This is what we call an appositive phrase. So, Aaron is the subject of our sentence. We want to give a little more information about Aaron, so we're saying Aaron, a 10-year-old boy, likes to eat ice cream. Now, this sentence makes perfect sense if we leave out that Aaron is a 10-year-old boy. We can just say Aaron likes to eat ice cream. But if you want to include that, you've got to put a comma before and after that information, because you could literally lift that out of the sentence, completely take it out, and it still makes sense. But with it in there, you've got to make sure that you set it off with commas so that your sentence does not become confusing. Rule number four, lists and series. Whenever you've got three or more things. So, I am baking cookies, comma, brownies, comma, and cupcakes for the bake sale. Now, if you think back to comma rule number one, let me go back there really quickly, where it talks about a fanboy, you're going to note that and is a fanboy, and you would put comma and in the middle of a sentence. This is not that same comma and, because this after here is not a complete sentence. Instead, it's just one more item in a list of things. But you're still going to, anytime there are three or more items, you're going to put a comma here, and then if you had 16 other things, you'd put commas in between them so that you could make sure that you were delineating that you were moving from one item to the next. And also, this is called the Oxford rule of commas, but you put the comma before the and, you put the comma before the or, whatever it is that you would have here in your list. Now, how to use a semicolon. A semicolon is where you are connecting two complete sentences that are related. Semicolon is sort of another fanboy. It's sort of just added at the end. So you would have a complete sentence plus a semicolon plus another complete sentence. The semicolon takes the place of comma fanboy. So for our example, I have to study tonight. I have an English test tomorrow. And so in order to make those two distinct sentences combined together into one, you add that semicolon so that it's I have to study tonight, I have an English test tomorrow. That way it flows a little better and it makes it clear that these two things are inherently connected with one another. If you have questions, see me in tutoring, and I wish you the best of luck.